First step is selecting a video. Click on the Upload Video button, which will then show you your files. Select the appropriate MP4 file. If the file is compatible, a wavelength will load in the bottom part of the screen. Using the dragging feature on the right side of the video, you are able to zoom in and zoom out. Here at the top, you are able to view how many frames the video has. Additionally, you can skip through the video, clicking through different parts of the waveform. Once ready to process the video, you will click on Process Video. If it is the first time that you are processing a video, you will select Auto Process, which will then load the bounding boxes. If using a JSON file already downloaded, you will instead click on Choose File, choose the appropriate JSON, and then process using JSON. After processing the video, VisionMD now gives you the option to select which subject you want to focus on. Filtering through subjects is very simple by selecting on Choose Subject when you want to select that subject, or Remove Subject when you do not want to focus on that subject. The play button to the left of the subject labels also gives you the option to filter through the video. As demonstrated here, even if the subject is cut off from frame, the tool will still re-pick up that same subject and apply a new bounding box. This bounding box must also be selected as a key subject in order to allow for seamless processing. If processing for the first time, here you can download the subject-specific JSON by clicking on Configuration in the top right corner. Once ready to move on, you can select the Proceed button in the top right corner. The next section will show you another waveform which you can use to click through the video again. Additionally, you can use the left and right arrow keys to skip 1 frame at a time, and the up and down arrow keys to skip 5 frames at a time. Clicking, dragging, and then releasing of the mouse in a certain section of the video will then create a task. From wherever in the video the waveform is selected, clicking on the button that appears to be a finger allows the segment to stretch or collapse into where that specific part of the video is showing. Once the appropriate segment of video is selected, it can then be renamed into its appropriate task. A new label can be made by simply typing it in. You will repeat these steps until you have selected all parts of the video that you want selected as a task. Another way to label is by typing it in and looking through the previous labels already set. Additionally, you can scroll through the current option menu. Once all tasks have been selected, you can download their specific JSON files by clicking the Configuration button in the top right corner. Once the download is complete, you are able to click the Proceed button in the top right corner. Here, you will have to pick the specific tasks you want analyzed. This is done by using the drop-down menu in the top and picking the appropriate task. After making the selection, you will then click Analyzed. You will be met with the same selection box as from earlier. If analyzing the task for the first time, you will select Auto Analyze. If you are choosing to use a JSON already downloaded, you will select Choose File, pick the appropriate JSON, and then analyze using this JSON. Before downloading the data, you do have the option to alter it. You can see which part of the video is reflected in the graph by simply clicking on that exact point. You are able to zoom in and alter peaks and valleys. You have the option to either remove a cycle or add a cycle. Removing a cycle will remove a point on the graph. Once confirming the removal of a cycle, all of the data will be updated. You also have the ability to add cycles. It will then ask you where you want the valley, the peak, and then the next valley to be. Once this new cycle is confirmed, then all of the values in the CSV data will be updated. From here, you are able to download all of the information that has the landmarks and the bounding boxes by clicking the cloud with the arrow on it. you are able to download a PNG file of the graph by selecting the camera icon when hovering the mouse over the PNG. And lastly, with the CSV table, you have two options. You're able to copy and paste the data directly from this analyzing page, or you can just download the CSV file by clicking the download button at the end. When looking at your downloads, you are now able to open up all the files. I will first show you an example of opening up the CSV file. I am opening up the CSV file on a Mac, so that's why it opens up like that.